Hey guys, welcome back to episode 3 of the Let's Talk Football podcast. I'm here with my mate Cam.
Hey guys, you alright?
And today, it's kind of like normally when we do these types of podcasts, especially on Let's Talk Football, we like to talk about the fixtures and the results.
Kind of Premier League, isn't it?
Yeah, however, this one's kind of a bit of a special, a bit of a midweek. A bit of a special, not really in football terms, because I think this is a bad thing.
There's nothing special about what we're speaking about, is there?
However, for you guys, for content, I think hopefully you guys enjoy it. So today we'll be talking about Manchester City's financial fair play rule and their negotiations, or pretty much what's been happening in the news.
Yeah.
I'll be filling Cam in just a bit more in-depth detail, and we'll be also talking about the Super League. Apparently the quote-unquote dead corpse is come back.
We all knew it was going to come back, didn't we?
We did.
Which one are we discussing first?
So we'll discuss Manchester City's financial fair play first.
Okay. I know a bit more about the Super League than the City's financial problems as well.
So I've done a bit of research on them both. Like I said, we'll talk into Manchester City's first. We don't know how long this podcast episode will be on for. We'll just talk about it until there's nothing else to talk about.
Yeah.
But let's just start from the get-go. Manchester City. What surprised me when I was doing my research on this straight away was the financial fair play. Guess how many charges?
Oh, there's over 100, isn't there?
Yeah, there's 112 charges of breaching the financial fair play rule over a 9-year period.
Yeah.
However, that 9-year period doesn't start now.
No.
It started back in...
Since like the takeover happened, didn't
Yes, so them 112 charges had started back in 2009 and went all the way to 2018, which Manchester City, throughout that 9-year period, won 3 Premier League titles.
They had a huge uplift in quality, didn't they?
Very. And that's why they have... and that's why they talk about the 9-year period then. I would have thought it would have been now to 2013, that 9 year. But it started when they first bought the whole place, 2009. Well, the owners came and bought Man City, started in 2009, they went all the way to 2018. And obviously, that's why, and that was Pep had been there for 2 years already.
Yeah.
But we'll go on to what Pep Guardiola said. And part of the financial fair play, well, not part of the financial fair play, but the reasons why the financial fair play has come into it now and started going at Man City is obviously part of their spending. However, they haven't given accurate financial information to the FA.
Came from
Basically lying. They've lied to the board of the Premier League. They're kind of gone, oh yeah, this player costed this much, his wage was this and the other one was actually higher. And they've pretty much lied to him and kind of put it behind their back and gone, right, we'll stay quiet with this.
Yeah.
Granted, they've not been guilty yet. However, that's what everyone is saying. They've lied about all their financial information.
I heard something about Man City trying to get like the best lawyers that they can possibly get, fight the case, but
of course,
if you break Premiership rules, I've heard the Premiership basically stated like there's no need for lawyers because it's a sorted case. Do you get what I mean? Like there's nothing to argue. It's like we've got evidence. You've done it. I'm not surprised because I feel like ever since the takeover, City have always just wanted to like rush into things.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're not like Newcastle now, where even though they've been taken over, like fair enough to Newcastle, they've not spent loads yet. Meaning all that's happened now and their uplift is just their players have turned out better than expected. They hired a great manager to do that, and they're looking like they'll get top 4 in their first season. City didn't get that. They went from like finishing 16th to 10th and then slowly built. But obviously they just kept splashing until they basically got to the top. While other teams haven't needed that basically.
Mm-hmm. And just to fill you guys in on financial fair play, it's basically a spending cap on wages / transfers equaling to 70% of the club's revenue that they bring in. So that can go into how many fans they bring into the stadium, cost the empty hat.
We obviously know City don't particularly do that well in
granted the trophies they win,
Yeah.
Champions Leagues, etc. And then it's about 70% of that can go into transfers and wages.
Yeah.
However, like I said, this came in from 2009 to 2018, when they only won 3 Premier Leagues and they only won like a cup or 2.
And you won the FA Cup?
Yeah, they won the FA Cup, they won 3 Premier Leagues. However, all the money they've lied to the Premier League about.
Yeah.
And they've gone, oh yeah, this is so much, so much so, and they've lied to the FA, and that's why they're on their case now. A bit late, but still,
Yeah.
I think they'll massively.
There's been ups and downs, hasn't there, where the UEFA tried to kick them out of the Champions League, they eventually just got away with it and paid a fine.
Yeah.
I don't think City will suffer the punishments everyone wants them to. I think they'll just get another fine because it's typical. So
let's go into what it means, what it could mean for Man City, because this has happened before. Obviously, Pep Guardiola said, quote unquote, he would walk away if the rumours are true.
Yeah.
That is a massive thing.
It's huge for them.
Massive. Pep Guardiola's been their most successal manager by a country mile. Ever. The amount of stuff he's done for the club.
Because I feel like Pep Guardiola is one of those managers where he obviously loves Man City, but he loves them that much to the point he'll speak like a fan. And he won't cheat, obviously, but he speaks like a fan where he'll just be honest. He criticises the crowd, criticises players, obviously. He's very critical of the entire club at times. And to say that you'd step down is A, majorly worrying for that club, but also B, just really ballsy.
I agree. So that's a big statement coming out from Pep Guardiola, and all my respect goes to that for that, because he does not condone it. Like I said, what else does it mean for Manchester City? So last time this happened to them, or it happened to Chelsea as well, I believe.
Yeah.
They got fined. Now, if they got fined,
it means nothing.
It means absolutely nothing, but it means so much, because we're in this day and age where, look at Newcastle, look at City, look at potentially Liverpool and Man United from the Qatar bids. And we're in this world where there's so much money.
Yeah.
That hasn't been like that before. And if Man City get fined by us again, teams like Newcastle, City again, Chelsea, Man United, Liverpool will start to do what City have done.
Yeah.
Because if they're only getting fined, fuck
they
it.
Can pay it. Yeah, they can get away with it. It doesn't matter. I feel like it's like if you're really lenient towards a kid, you know what I mean? They'll just keep going and going and going. As long if they know they can get away with it with a simple cry, they just do it all the time. So if you fine Man City, what's the point? It's no severe punishment. So.
Apologies, I just looked out the window and a massive balloon just got up in the sky. I'm like, got some poor kids just gone, fuck.
Oh.
I just saw a big S in the sky. It would have been funny if it was like a big L. Big L for City.
Anyway.
Carrying on.
Yeah, I just don't see how it's a fittable punishment. But that's all they're going to get. When people, it's so ridiculous when people say, they're going to get relegated, or they're going to get kicked out to non-league because the EFL don't want them. Don't be ridiculous. That's not going to happen. I want it to, of course. I just think it would be funny. But it won't happen, because it won't. You know what I mean? The Premier League can't go on Manchester City. They know that. Just for people that generally watch them week in, week out from across the world. Of course, they're not going to risk giving up that. I think they should get a points deduction, because I don't see how Juventus in their league can cheat, and the Serie A are ballsy enough to give them punishments. No matter what. They relegated them back in 2005, didn't they? Just because of there's steroids or something stupid like that.
No, so it was match
fixing. Yeah. Wow. With City, they're like, oh well, we'll just give them a 10 million fine, which is essentially taking a penny from my bank account. It doesn't make a difference.
So they could obviously be fined. You just mentioned it briefly there. They could have a points deduction. Now they're saying. For it to be 15 points, I believe.
Yeah, still be 8th in the league.
Be 8th in the league, and they'd be on 30 points.
Yeah.
In my opinion, that's not enough.
I think every Arsenal fan is I think they should be relegated if they're found guilty. And I don't think they will, but I think they should.
And like Ham said there, talking
I'm not
about it
saying it
briefly.
because I want to stay up or anything.
No, definitely not. But another option is they could be relegated.
Yeah, go on.
We have seen Rangers
Yeah.
back in, I believe, 2018.
It's a long time ago.
Yes. I think they got financial fair played as well. They must have done.
Something like that.
And they got took down all the way to the 5th tier of Scottish football.
Yeah.
All the way to the bottom to reset themselves. Fair play, they've done it. Absolutely
I
amazing.
don't even know the Rangers story. I think it was something to do with money, I know that.
So the Scottish PFA, honestly, Rangers and Celtic, biggest money grabbers in the Scottish Premier League, but they were like, no, this can't stand. Now, if that had to happen to City, would they get relegated to the Championship, or would they do what the Scottish PFA did and send them all the way down to the Vanarama North League?
No chance. They just, if anything was going to happen like that, they'd go down to the Championship. They'd just automatically set them rock bottom. I think they should do it now. Just put them rock bottom of the table, so all their fixtures matter, and just see whatever goes, really. But I think they should relegate them as a punishment. So other clubs in the future don't think they can get away with it as well, so leniently anyway.
I was going to say, this is a big point, because if City get away with it, all the other teams will start doing it, and they're like,
but it's not fair on like the teams in the league now, because if they get away with it, it shows that financial fair play has no real cap. And I just don't see how it's fair that new owners are going to come into Liverpool, Man United, top of like Newcastle getting richer and becoming better already. So realistically, you could look at it in 10 years' time, especially with how much Chelsea is spending, because no matter what, if you throw that much money at something, it's eventually going to work. All these sides are going to be great, and then what's supposed to happen to teams like Everton, Fulham, Brighton, Brentford? Are they just there now, just to play and finish mid-table every year because, well, they can't compete with the top 6 or however many clubs are in there, so that's it. They've just got to sit there and try their best and hope a billionaire buys them, because if not, well, they're just there for fun. May as well separate and have their own league.
I mean, it's wrong what City are doing, because if some people are arguing, going, oh, what about when United do it, or what about if Liverpool do it?
Yeah.
United have won 20 Premier League titles.
Yeah.
They've won 3 Premier. They've won.
They've got a big club name too.
They have a very big club name. The fans they bring in every single week. The fans are worldwide.
Oh yeah.
The amount of money we bring in from our fans, from season tickets, from our trophies we've won over the past, still always go back.
Yeah.
So we're fine.
Same
with Liverpool.
What do you think about City getting all their titles removed? I think it's a bit petty, if I'm being honest.
In my opinion, they shouldn't do that, because what does that do? It removes the Aguero moment, which I even look back now. I still look back to that. You know, like, you know, it still hurts, and it still will hurt because it's in the moment.
Because it's one of those things as well where even if you take a trophy off those City fans, they've still got that Aguero moment. Like, you can't take that away from them, never. And I just think it's really petty to be like, oh yeah, Liverpool, Man United will get all these titles. It's like, why? Do you think they'd want that?
And in my opinion, I think it's harsh on the players who played, who deserved to win it.
Nothing to that extreme.
And for them to go, no, you didn't win it.
Yeah.
That's harsh. They shouldn't do that. But what I think they should do, and it's very big, it won't happen, like I agree with you, but it should happen. They should get relegated.
Yeah, I agree.
Because this is the biggest point where all the teams are right up here.
Yeah.
And second City get fined, they're like, right, go for it. All they're going to do is fine you. And then if they get relegated, they're like, well, what? Relegate them?
Do that. Yeah.
Relegate them as well.
Yeah. I think, I don't know. I think relegation's a fair punishment. Haaland will end up scoring about 70 goals in the Championship.
Well, none of them will stay. None of them will stay. There'll be a wage cap.
Yeah, that's true. They'll have to go down on the wages because Championship players are on a certain amount, aren't they? I feel like relegation's fair. Points deduction is what I want them to get, at least. And I just don't understand the punishment in the Premiership. I say understand, there isn't one, really. There's not. I just find it kind of ironic how a few seasons ago we were looking at Everton and everyone was like, oh, their finances are a bit off, they might get punished, get relegated, get a points deduction. Do you remember that last season where we were going to get a points deduction for some sort of financial issue? And I'm like, well, why were we generally debating that? Because Leeds and Burnley, the cheeky bastards, because we stayed up and they went down. Like, oh yeah, let's look at this dirt on Everton because, you know why.
Petty.
But either way, yeah, like, I don't understand why smaller clubs, not that we're a smaller club than Man City, but in a sense of now, get looked at so like eagerly by the Premier League, and then with City like, we're just fine, yeah, it's fine, you can get away with it because we need that sweet revenue of your views and all that crap. So I just think it's really petty.
I agree. But I don't know, Man City, in my opinion, should at least, like I say, like you were saying, should get a point deducting.
Yeah.
Or 15 points, at least, the bare minimum. Because if it all messes up, everything will go apeshit.
It's one of those situations as well where it's impossible to stop the financial issue in football, in a sense of like, because a lot of people say, oh, why don't you just give people the same amount of money to start off with and then just go from there. Even if you do that, at the end of the day, eventually the market's still going to be messed up. Because if you, let's say at the start of every season that a club gets 100 million in the Premier League, if Bournemouth sign like, in the future anyway, the equivalent to Haaland, Ibrahimovic, Ronaldo, they're going to sell on those players for hundreds of millions and make more money. While if, I don't know, a club like West Ham just signed on players like McTominay, Craig Dawson, like just random players, they're not going to make loads of money from that, and eventually it'll just unbalance the scale again. It never works out.
Yeah.
So I know it's like an impossible situation for them to work out with, but there needs to be something done about it. Especially like I said to you the other day with like Enzo Fernandez got like being the most expensive player in Premier League history. Chelsea could have signed him from River Plate last season for like 8 million in the summer. No one knew who he was. Like you go to any Chelsea fan.
Has he gone up in £100 million value in a year?
In a World Cup. That's it. Has he? No.
It's the World Cup effect.
Did any Chelsea fan know who he was before the World Cup? Before December? Genuinely, did they?
No.
No. Did you? Did I? No.
Fuck no.
No. So it's like, what makes him worth 100 million? I do remember when you told me Atletico Madrid signed João Felix for 100 million. I didn't even know who he was.
Who the fuck is that?
Yeah, I was like, what? Who? Why? Like, I just don't understand how you can be a £100 million player, have your debut against Fulham, and do nothing. Be invisible.
Yeah.
What?
Well,
I don't understand it at all. It's just ridiculous.
we're talking about financial issues
God.
and money. Another topic which has come back under the carpet. It's kind of just that that odd ice cube that's fell off and you just put it under the fridge. You just scoop it on the fridge. You can't be asked picking it up.
Yeah.
However, it somehow found a way back out. All the water that melts just comes out of the fridge and you're like, fuck, I've been caught. It is the dead corpse that just keeps on coming back to life somehow. The Super League.
Do you know what I don't understand about this?
What?
So, a few years ago, we didn't have the Conference League, did we? It was just the Europa League and the Champions League. The Conference League only exists because of the Super League.
Correct.
Because I don't even know why.
Smaller teams want to be able to...
I just think it's stupid. Either way, why do we need a Super League when we have the Champions League? I don't understand it. I don't get it. I get it makes them more revenue and more money, and that's obviously why they want to go through with it. But as a football perspective, we've got it. The Champions League is the Super League.
So, I'll go more into depth with you now. Hopefully, can answer a few more questions.
I've seen a few points.
This company has come out of nowhere.
Is it A23?
A22.
22. I was watching Roy Jennings talk about it.
Yeah.
So
A22, the company that has been primarily formed to sponsor the Super League, which is being run by 3 clubs.
Real Madrid, Barcelona, Juventus.
Correct.
I know that, yeah.
Real Madrid, Barcelona and Juventus now.
It's so greedy.
Now, if you've noticed straight away, this goes back to our first point with Man City. None of them teams are in the Premier League. Or the Premier League is essentially turning into a Super League.
Yeah, because of the competition.
Because of all the Qatar money, all this, that and the other, and all the money's going towards the Premier League.
Yeah.
However, Barcelona, Real Madrid and Juventus all want that dough.
Yeah.
However, they're not getting enough of it. They want a piece of it.
I think it's hard because the Premier League obviously gains the most attention out of every single league in the world. It's just fact at this point. And obviously a lot of those owners over in those countries want that, because at the end of the day, I reckon more people, and this is crazy to say, but more people probably watch Everton versus Arsenal than Real Madrid versus whoever. I don't even know who they
that's
play.
true, it's true.
But more people probably watch Premier League clubs than they do Real Madrid.
Yeah.
And I don't think, obviously, the owners and stuff are happy about that. But, like, I don't understand. So they want 60 to 80 teams from Europe.
Correct.
Like, how? There's not even that many to, like, fit in a well, obviously there is, but, like, I don't understand that, because you need, like, 10 from the Premier League. So how does that work? Are 11th, 12th and 13th going to get Europa League football and Conference League football?
And all they've changed from it is it was a restricted league back a few years ago.
Yeah.
Now, there's a few teams that can get relegated.
Did you notice how they worded it? They were like, you'll be terminated based. It was something like, you'll be terminated based on performances, meaning the best teams in there are still never going to get relegated, because it's based on your actual outlook and performance.
And
so you're still there every year.
And if you think about it, if there's 3 leagues, let's just say, there'll only be 3 teams getting added every year.
Exactly.
Because the 3 teams at the bottom, 3 teams will go down to there, down to there, down to there, and the 3 teams there will leave, and the 3 teams will get added. Only 3 teams will be joining.
They're still just trying to get their own way.
And it's been reported that Barcelona, Real Madrid and Juventus, the reason why they're doing this is because they're reportedly worried about the power of the Premier League, which we've just said, and they are massively.
Oh well,
but oh well.
But, like, you're doing it anyway, and it's like, you've got the Champions League. What more do you want? Because they're changing that format anyway, aren't they?
It's because the Premier League clubs are happy with all the money they're coming at the moment,
Yeah,
and Barca aren't getting that. All the 3 teams aren't getting that. Juventus aren't getting it. It's like if their team have gone, right, would you rather make 50 million from the Champions League or 200 from the Super League? All 3 of them.
I don't get why Juventus are even in contact. They're shit. Like, they're not good.
Well, look at their owners though. They did that in match fixing in 2005. Yeah. They've not changed.
Oh, are they still the same ones?
Very similar. I know that.
Oh, okay.
There's still one person involved.
Real Madrid and Barcelona. So it's not my fault. I'm what? God forbid you don't make as much money as, like, the Premier League. But even then, you make your own revenue. You have your own, like, streaming services where you make more money than every single club in La Liga. So I'm what? I don't see why they've just got to switch it all for some.
This will die in a matter of days.
Yeah, it'll be the same as last
because when this happened last time, all the Premier League teams that joined, after that, the Premier League made them sign a contract that they are not allowed to sign into a separate league.
The Premier League won't let them join.
All of them, all them individual Premier League teams that wanted to join and tried to join, signed a contract saying that they cannot join a separate league again. So they've all signed that, so they cannot go against their contract.
The first offer for the Super League was embarrassing. Leicester and West Ham were 5th and 6th. Arsenal and Tottenham were 9th and 10th. Shite. Terrible. And they got picked.
Mm-hmm.
What? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Obviously we said it's from 60 to 80 teams they'd want.
How?
It's about how the hell are they going to get 60 to 80 teams, every single one, to agree to go, we'll do this.
It's not going to happen. And, like, you've got to realise as well, there's 92 in England alone. That's it. So, I mean, to be fair, it gives you a lot more option. But, like, good ones, if you want to look at good sides, there's what, 10 in England?
I'm going to say this stat now, right? This is why I've ruined football the most for me. Teams would be guaranteed a minimum of 14 matches per season.
So?
Minimum. Is there, like, no, we should be guaranteed 38?
Yeah.
Oh, 36, sorry.
Yeah. Whatever it will be.
Yeah, 38, it'll be 38.
Well, I don't understand the actual tournament.
Instead of 14, halving it.
If you get 80...
No, I don't want that.
If you get 80, is that, like, 80 teams, that is? Like, what, is it going to work like the FA Cup?
Or they're going to work like 3 leagues? I don't know, 13 one, 13 another, 20 in the
Well, it's
bottom.
just going to be the same old shit. Like, why does anyone want to watch, like, Chelsea and Real Madrid every week? No one cares. Like, it's boring.
Yeah.
We like the Champions League because it's special, and, like, Liverpool play Real... No, that's a bad example because they play them every year. But, like, Chelsea play Real Madrid once every, like, 5 years if they're lucky. That's like the look of the draw, and you're like, oh my god, we've got Real Madrid for the first time ever. It's not special if you're just playing them every season. What's the point?
But they know the fans don't want it.
No, of course they don't.
They're going against it, but the fans will not let it happen again.
Yeah, they...
This will die in a matter of days.
Not like the owners of the Super League.
Give a shit.
No, of course they don't. They just have the money. I think it'll die down. very quickly. I don't think it's fair that they look at the Premiership and just think, oh yeah, they're making a shit ton of money, we want some of that. Oh well, you're following it, not ours.
Yeah.
Your league is boring, can't be as entertaining as ours. Like, and what? You've got two good, Real Madrid and Barcelona in the Liga, and Atletico if you want to push them. But by that, who cares? Like, not being funny though, if you get 80 teams, who wants to watch Fulham versus like fucking, I don't know, Shakhtar? Who cares? Who cares? It's like, no one wants to watch that. No one is going to watch that.
No
Or
one
like
wants it.
the Fulham fans and Shakhtar, that's it. The only thing I'd sit there, BT Sports, oh, Super League's on, who do you want to watch? Oh, Fulham, Shakhtar, cool. No arse.
I agree. No one wants it, and I don't think it will ever happen. However, we just wanted to address to the listeners what we thought of
I
it.
think it's reaching the point now where like it's becoming just inevitable, like, to happen. It probably will at some
Really?
point. Yeah, of course. If they keep pushing for it this much, something's going to come off it because they'll just offer clubs that much money to the point where they'll probably end up just leaving their own respected league and just similar to the first instance basically.
I really hope not.
Oh yes, hopefully their owners grab some sense and push it aside because there's just no need for it.
Yeah.
I don't get it at all. I don't get where the idea comes from, to be honest, but like the money side, so I just think it's stupid.
I agree. Like I said, we just wanted to bring this topic to the table a bit for you listeners, just because I think they're two kind of big topics.
They're just so cheeky with the
Both of
Europa
them
League. That is the Super League. The European Super League, they're so cheeky, like how they just slide like comments in there, like, oh yeah, we promised there'll be relegation and promotion based on performances, so Real Madrid are going to be in there every single week then. Like, they're never not going to be there, so like, well, what's the point? They're just
What, Real Madrid will get relegated with 14 match season?
Exactly, as if Real Madrid are going to lose 10 of those 14. No, of course they're not. But they want to just completely destroy the Champions League. They don't want that anymore. So we wouldn't have Europa League either, or the Conference League most likely. But they're obviously trying to branch out to get it into the world. Like, they want America to get involved. That's what they want. They want it to just be a worldwide thing. I've always been supportive of not the Super League, but I'd like a competition where LA Galaxy and all those sides get to play in it, because I think that would be cool. I'd like a whole worldwide tournament, essentially a World Cup of
Club football.
Club football, exactly. I'd like that. I think that'd be cool, especially for teams like, say, ones that rise. So, like a Bournemouth, how to get into the Premier League. If we had a side like that go into like the World Cup version of club football, I'd love that. That'd be great.
Yeah.
We'll keep it like the Champions League, or just have the Champions League open its doors to other teams out there instead of just being so stubborn on Europe. I don't know. Just not a Super League where they're gonna make Real Madrid and Chelsea play each other in fucking New York City. It's just like a friendly, isn't it?
Yeah, it's massively ridiculous.
Yeah, it's stupid.
I do hope that none of the teams kind of enter it, but that's not going to happen because all of them want to think about money at the moment.
Yeah. No one's debating anything else.
No.
Nothing at all.
But I feel bad for the teams who...
Yeah, because they're just getting dragged into it again.
Yeah, but I
they won't
feel
get
like
the English sides. They won't. No chance.
They won't get the English sides again because it's like they signed a contract.
But like,
Can't breach it.
Again, if you get 80 sides in there, you've got to make sure they all make revenue and people watch them. No one's gonna watch like I said, like, no one's gonna watch Basel versus fucking Brentford. No one is. Like, who cares? It's like, that won't make you money. And I don't even think Real Madrid versus Bayern Munich would make you as much money as you think. People would watch it, obviously, but nowhere near as much.
And especially because of what it's ruined.
Exactly. All the main
I
fans
wouldn't want to watch it.
No, of course
It's
not.
ruined it.
Why would you want to support it? And a lot of people would be like that as well.
Yep.
And then you're just branching out to clubs that are just playing in the Premier League because, like, oh, okay, cool. That's
I
it.
agree. Anyway, like I said, guys, this was just a small little episode, just about us talking about the two controversial topics. Like I said, I hope you've enjoyed. Listeners at home or listeners at work, hopefully not driving. we don't want to cause any crashes here, but thank you guys all for listening. Obviously, if any big news comes out, we will make a separate episode to it, and we will.
Or sideshow.
Yeah, we will. Oh my god.
Not what I expected at all.
Apologies, cancer's trying to ruin my kitchen. But yeah, so I hope you guys did enjoy it. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Cheers, guys.
Hopefully you guys have a great day. See you guys later.